The thrill of the hunt has driven this predator crazy. Today we're taking a look at Hiya Toys' Exquisite Mini Predator's Unmasked Berserker. Welcome back. Now before we take a look at the Unmasked Berserker Predator and his packaging, my question for you is, do you prefer to display your predators masked or unmasked? It's something I always struggle with. The predator faces are always so unique looking, and it's a shame to hide it behind the mask, but then the mask is so cool and iconic. I usually just end up buying both versions and displaying both of them. But let me know what you think down in the comments. So looking at the packaging, pretty standard Hiya Toys packaging design. Good look at the figure there. Predators on the side, pictures of the figure itself on the back, along with the information from Hiya. So let's get him into the packaging and see how he looks. Now with the Berserker Predator unleashed from his packaging, we'll start by measuring him up. And he comes to just under 5 inches or about 12.5 centimeters. And he is a super predator, so he is very big. If we compare his main rival in the film, here we have the crucified predator that we looked at earlier. If you put them side by side, you can see that Berserker is quite a bit bigger. So very much like the film. He's a big boy. Putting him to the side, we'll take a look at his accessories. He comes with your usual Hiya Toys base. You've got the peg there that you can peg into. You also get 2 of these H brackets, which you can attach to the bottom and connect it to another Hiya Toys base. He also comes with this human skull and spinal column. We've seen this before in other Predator figures. This one is bloody, where before it was just the normal bone color. In addition to the hands that he comes with on the packaging, you get a right holding hand, so you can hold the skull. You also get a left fist. That's it for accessories, so I'll bring the Berserker Predator back in. As you can see, for the Super Predators, they went with quite a different design for the heads here. We've never quite seen a Predator design like this. Very interesting. I have to say the paintwork on this is absolutely exquisite. These are such tiny figures and that detail in there. Really impressive. If I did have a complaint, I would say that the red just below his teeth there, they might have just a smidge too much. I also think a little bit of a black wash over his head here would dull this red and really bring out the sculpted detail in there, those fine lines and everything. But on the whole, really, really impressive. His eyes and everything, they're so tiny in person, you can barely see them. Really impressive. Looking at other parts of the figure, not too much armor on this guy, runs pretty light. His shoulder pad here does kind of float, so you can move it and doesn't hinder the articulation. He does have his plasma caster here on a ball joint. Little stiff, but it doesn't flop around or anything, so not too bad. And down, he's got these red spots on his arms here. Single blade, very long. It doesn't retract or anything, it's permanently out like that. Slightly warped from the packaging, but that's just the way it's packaged in there. A little bit of heat will straighten that out, or even just a little bit of bend like that. Looks straight now. His loincloth here is rubber. Again, won't get in the way of articulation. Nice green color for him. Makes him stand out from the other Predators. He's got his fully armored boots. No knives or anything hidden in these parts, just kind of extra armor pieces, I guess. The feet do have peg holes for the base. Let's go up. More of that kind of leather armor. Nice red dreadlocks. Or maybe they're covered in blood. Very cool design. So very interesting and imposing design for this Predator. I think he is the standout of the film. I think no matter what your opinions on the film were, you do remember this guy, and it was pretty cool to see him. Now he is available in a masked version, which I will be reviewing. There's also a battle damaged version where he's missing his arm and has the Predator blood showing and is splattered with this Predator blood, if you'd prefer that version as well. So moving on to articulation, we're just going to be careful so we don't damage his mandibles here. The head is on a ball joint. You do get a little bit of movement out of him, not a whole lot. Doesn't look down too much. You look up a decent amount, and you get a decent side to side. The arm can spread out like that. You do have the full 360-degree rotation. There is a swivel here at his elbow. The elbow is a single bend. The hand is on a ball peg. Really good ab crunch on him. You can go back quite a ways. He can go down pretty good. Just turn side to side. And I love how the ab crunch is hidden by the paint job. That is so well blended, you almost wouldn't know that there is an ab crunch there. Really impressive. There is no, oh, there is a swivel at his waist here. The legs go out really far. We do get the double bend knee, goes back. Very nice amount. The foot does rotate at the top of the boot, but there is no ankle articulation at all because of the boot design here. So not a bad range of movement for this guy. You should be able to get him into some pretty dynamic fighting poses and that. For the most part, he was kind of towering over the other predators and things like that. So I think his articulation isn't too bad for what he needs to do. So while the Berserker Predator might not bring a whole lot of accessories, he does bring an excellent paint job and a really unique sculpt for the Predators. His imposing stature is sure to make him stand out in your Predator collection, and we haven't seen any other Predators with the kind of red on the head like him. So he's sure to be very eye-catching on the shelf, and is, in my opinion, an essential part of a Predator's collection. If you're interested in more Hiya Toys Alien and Predator action figures, I have reviewed many of them on my channel, and I have many more to come, so be sure to subscribe. But for now, I want to thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.